Hello viewers, I'm Rashmi Malapur and welcome to the channel on mental health. I started this channel last year and I'm really very happy with the overwhelming response that you've given me and your encouragement. Your comments and likes have encouraged me a lot. I started this channel because I have a 21 years history of chronic mental health illness issue, and I've learned a couple of things, so I share my experiences with you. I want to create a support system in a society where we are not judged when we share something about our emotions or about our mental health issues. We have two illustrious writers and doctors with us, and I'm very happy to have Dr. Mahesh Abhyankar with us. Namaskar, sir.
Good morning, Namaskar.
We have Aarti Bharj with us. Hi, Aarti. Namaskar.
Hi, hello.
Yeah. They have written a book called Emozeal. And first of all, my experience with the book is that I used to wait the entire day so that I finish doing my work and I quickly get to the book and read the book, because these are stories fiction as per as my understanding. But let us understand from the authors what the book is all about. And it is about my experience is that it is a book of hope and triumph. uh, we have all faced emotional issues, mental health issues, or financial issues, any of these during the lockdown. So both these authors have tried to come up with stories which are obviously, I think so, they are real life, but they are tweaked a bit into fiction, and they give us talk about hope and triumph for people who have uh, combated these issues. Let me first introduce Sir to you, uh, Dr. Mahesh Abhyankar. He is a senior medical consultant and a pharmaceutical expert. He's involved in medical counseling and has extensive experience as a medical practitioner. He's a researcher also and has published articles in renowned medical journals. Uh, he is a management consultant, design thinking practitioner, and a corporate strategist. Um, Sir, welcome.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
we have Aarti Bharj with us. Both are from Mumbai. She's a life transformational coach, NLP, that is Neuro Linguistic Programming practitioner. She has done her master's in clinical psychology. She has extensive experience as a consultant, adolescent coach, and a relationship counselor. Uh, she doesn't stop at that. She's very introspective. She's a pranic energy healer, yoga, and meditation instructor. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
To start with, there are some thoughts in the book that I could resonate with. So let me go through those lines. Um, the first one is, if we appreciate the relevance of our miseries, they can strengthen us for soaring heights. This is so true. We don't need to shun our miseries or our challenges. We have to combat them, and they will take us to a different and higher level. The second one which I have chosen is, humanity really has no idea how suffocated people are in their emotions. Heart to heart conversations have become rare, and shallow arguments follow. So true of this present society. Um, the next one which I want to throw light on is about therapy. This is extremely important because I believe two things are so important in our life. One, therapy when we are facing emotional issues, and a life coach who guides us. So this is something that one of the characters is saying. What will my friends say if they come to know that I'm taking therapy? They will make fun of me, and I'm doing all right, you see. So many days have gone by. Did I do anything funny? I can take care of myself. So this is what we, self assurance. Everything is good. So अच्छा चल रहा है, मुझे therapy की क्या जरूरत है? Emotional distress is an invisible parasite. If you leave it unattended, it will consume you from within. Seeking the guidance of a therapist is a sign of recovery and progress and not weakness. So now we start the discussion about the book Emozeal. The first question is, what is the book all about?
Yeah, I think Emozeal Saga of Emotional Lockdown is a book of real people trying to maneuver their way through this pandemic. And each story, if you look at it, depicts the real life emotional issues and the various coping mechanisms. And I think these stories can inspire millions across the globe. So, if you look at the theme, our theme, what we are given is break, make, and awake.
Yes,
So, the external environment actually affects the internal environments. And that's exactly what we have seen. COVID-19 dramatically changed our external environment. And the lockdown created that all the people have to sit at home. So the home environment, then the office, and then the personal space, all this getting crammed. So there is an added burden to each and every individual. And lots of people suffered from that. I think today also they are continuously suffering. So the physical lockdown followed by the whole emotional lockdown. So it's a phase of break. So we have got many different characters. If you look at the John, because of a lot of hearing news daily, he got totally broken down his all emotional coping mechanisms. We have got Asmit who actually lost job. He was abroad, but he has to come back. Then there is a character called as Mayuri. She is struggling because she's a good dancer, but she is not getting any shows in the next 6 months. And the future is at a very green phase. We also have got a Archana because a housewife struggle, right? So she got really cramped because of the double and triple
actually
burden.
relate to that. It's total madness. It's like cooking, cleaning, everything.
Yeah. I think then another there is a couple, Meena and Mandar. Actually, they are both are working professionals, but once
Yes,
they get cramped in the house, doing a job as well as doing the whole work, again their relationship, as you are mentioning about the line, their relationship came into trouble. And there are a lot of people like Geeta or Mrs. Dixit. They are having some problem before, and then that those problems got aggravated during the COVID-19, and that really required a good help of a therapist. And there are senior citizens because I think India is aging now. We have got a lifespan is prolonging, and there are a lot of aging population, couples, single people. They have to struggle for their groceries, vegetables, and even the son and daughter can't come to rescue
yes,
because they are staying either in the different places
yes,
or even in the one city also if they are able not able to come, and if they are staying abroad. So all these issues which are there. So a lot of people at various households they got struggled out. That is a phase of break. But what is important is that each adversity in life represents an opportunity for reflection, and every calamity dawns a new cosmos. So the making process started. All these various characters, what we observed, they started making, developing coping mechanisms, maneuvering the things, and ultimately started strengthening from inside. And then there is a phase of awakening. So it's a beautiful theme that break, make, and awake. And if
yes,
you look at the name, what we are given, Emozeal, so we can achieve the zeal of life over the emotional turmoil with awareness-based action. So that is our theme: is that the zeal of life can be gathered and the emotions can be taken care. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Truly inspiring. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, why did you choose to write this book? What really inspired you to write this book?
Yeah. First of all, Rashmi, thank you for inviting us, and we are very glad to share our views on your channel. So, what really inspired us to write us is because both of us, as you mentioned in our introduction, both of us are working as consultants, and we are continuously helping people.
Yes,
And we were coming across a lot of stories. In his medical counseling, he was coming across real life people and situations. In my life coaching and my counseling sessions, I was coming across a lot of people who are continuously under distress. Panic was there, anxiety was there, fear of infection. मतलब जो कोई भी आता है वो लगता है कि कोविड लेके आ रहा है मेरे पास. That was the fear of infection. And लॉकडाउन के ऊपर लॉकडाउन के ऊपर लॉकडाउन, and people were locked inside the home. First few days were very good, family bonds were rediscovered, but as the days kept on going, a lot of issues started cropping up, and lot of people were under financial stress, under
Yes.
emotional distress. And social media देखोगे, टीवी, न्यूज़पेपर, एवरीथिंग, everybody is reporting आज इतना केसेस हुआ, कल इतना केसेस हुआ, and there was continuously negativity. The bombardment of negativity was there. So when we were helping our clients, and when we started discussing these things, we felt a need to like infuse some positivity
Yeah.
into the whole scenario. And therefore you will see that each of our character depiction, and those are real life stories, of course, and how they have gone about it and how they have discovered, as sir was mentioning, how they have discovered the path of awakening. कि transformation is possible. Yes, the situation is challenging, but the transformation is possible, and that is what we want to, the message that we want to give through the book. And first time I would say कि the mental health or the physio or the psychological health, the emotional issues, they have come in parity with the medical field or the physical health. So as one of our character also says, the body and mind go hand in hand.
Yes.
And when the body is in pain and it becomes weak, and when the mind is in despair, the body will not function to its fullest.
Yeah.
So long standing fatigue of mind and body can set in the process of loss of sense and self identity. So that is what happens, and that has happened with a lot of people. Therefore we thought that we have to rekindle the flame within, and all of our characters really talk about these things. So that was really the need to write this book.
Yeah, and all through the book, all the characters have managed to connect with your themselves, and that is a very strong statement that the book is making. That you have answers within you also. Obviously, you're going to take help from everybody, but there are answers within you. So you have to search within you. So that's something that is really inspiring, and it's fantastic that the book talks about this, something that is missing in our daily life, especially in the city life. Uh,
Yes.
what about the process of writing the book? I mean, would you like to throw light on that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think the process of writing a book, we both are connected through a couple of NGOs before the March. But during the March, actually, we started our counseling for some of the different clients. So at that time, we thought, "Ki, let us think about this particular book concept." So if I will give an example, let us say how we one story, how that one story get developed. So one is that there is a obviously sketch of a story. Let us take example of Archana, and she's a full-time mom. And I think a full-time mom is a very tough job, right? A peculiar occupation called homemaker has got multitasking.
Yes.
Right? She has got a big list in her. There is a supervision of kids. There are timelines which are there. Then there is a senior citizen at home. There are demands from the husband, and the food servings were doubled. Right? And the kids, new era of kids is like digital education. So there is a cramp on this particular aspect that the she also has to learn along with the kids because the kids are not going to sit. So all these things actually, and the most important issue was the maidless life, right? There was no maid because the house maker always has got one support in terms of maid, which reduces her physical work burden. But all the maids are not there. So there's a duplication and triplication of words. So this is a classical character. So once we meet this particular character, we visualize the all the close encounter, what might have happened at the house settings at various different points. Now, another important point is that then we have to go into depth of that small points because in each point, sir, emotional, her emotional volcano is going to erupt in between, right? So with each and every, so she has to do a dual thing, that she has to do the job also, plus emotionally also she has to keep her cool, which is
Yes.
very very difficult, right? So
Yes.
what happens is that as the mind is going to affect the body and the body is going to affect the mind. So slowly, slowly, this character is going into a situation. And what is important is that once there is a turning point, a phase in life comes at that particular time that there is a body and mind decides that, oh, I have given up, right? She's running for the grocery shop. She's sitting on the line for vegetables, running to the society for getting the goods, all those things which are happening. And that ultimately she gets into COVID-19 positive, right? So this is a turning point where the body and mind has to come to such a level that the immunity of the mind is also gone, and the immunity of protection of body is also gone, and
Yeah.
she develops COVID-19. So that is a classical where the turning point, and she is hospitalized. And once she is hospitalized, she looks at her whole life, right? Very important point is that in this particular phase, sometimes what happens, there the inspiration comes. One doctor as an inspiration comes from him, for her. And it is said that there is a calling for everyone,
Yes.
purpose for which we have come into existence, right? The goal of life begins when one starts discovering that calling. So in the COVID-19 hospitalization, her small awakening begins. So likewise, we reframe this particular character, and through that character, we wanted to give the message, the inspirational message for several people. Housewife is one of the examples, because there are so many housewives which are there. Definitely, they are doing their job. But a stage will come in their life also that can I do something beyond myself, beyond my family?
Yeah.
Can I give something to the society? So all these points starts coming, and a beautiful the story gets built up over a period of time, right? So I will. It is going towards positivity. So each story, what is there, the inspirational message has to come. The character has to feature in various instances. And what is important is that I think Aarti and we have I got a good wavelength in terms of so all the stories have built up sitting at home only, right? So it's far, so it's all digital connect, which is a new normal. So the whole we never met until the book is published, right?
Oh, oh my.
Yeah. So we have the story duress of digital world where everybody is like they're forced to go online, and the whole book is actually written online.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean it's so amazing. It's so ironical also. But we have kind of started enjoying this process of I have enjoyed this process a lot because I started this channel during COVID, and I lost a couple of assignments, and I realized that I need to talk to people, I can inspire people, I need to share my journey as well, and just one fine day I just shot a video and people liked it, and
Yes.
that's how the channel was born. I mean, the COVID has transformed a lot of people. Uh,
I think
Yes,
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 absolutely. This channel definitely is going to give message and inspiration to many. That is very important. And during
yeah,
this COVID time, right? So it's the time also is very important where the people exactly needing the help. At that time, your channel also has come up. Similarly, our book is also approaching the people during this particular time only.
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
And I will congratulate you for starting this, because a lot of people, still there is a taboo.
Yeah.
Like one of our story, the character also mentions that oh, what people are going to say if
Yeah.
I am going for it. So there is still a taboo to talk about emotional issues, or if you are under psychological distress, people don't want to talk about it. And you are doing a very good thing that by setting up your own example, you are encouraging people to do that. So I think it's really creditable.
Thank
Because
you.
in our medical science, actually, health, WHO definition also, if you look at health,
Yeah.
health is a physical, mental, and social fitness, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not the absence of disease. So it is very important. It's not physical. The mental component and social component also is there in the normal health maintenance.
Yeah. True. Uh, what was the purpose of writing the book? Would any of you like to? What's the message and the purpose of writing the book?
Yeah, the purpose or intention, as I already told, is we wanted to spread the message about transformation and positivity, and it's a parable of human resilience. So each of the character will it depicts means it's not like they're very strong. They are vulnerable. They are vulnerable people. They are real life people. They cry a lot. They fight with each other, but ultimately they discover their emotional zeal. And I would like to read a few lines from one of our stories. It says that human brain has an ability to adapt, and the connections among the cells in our brains recognize when we learn something new, and it is possible to rewire our brain. And that is actually the message that we want to give to all of our viewers and readers, that it is possible, however challenging the situation is. Means sometimes it happens कि अभी सब कुछ खत्म हो गया है.
Khatam.
There is nothing to look forward to. But
Yes.
however challenging that situation is, you can still make it. And therefore the theme is break, make and awake. So you can still make it, provided you take up the path of awakening, provided you take up some few moments. Like one of our characters, Mandar, he discovers ki when you have to spend some time with yourself for retrospection, and then you will rediscover the things what you have lost. And a lot of our characters actually do that. And therefore it's very important. I will read out a few lines from the poem in the book, which actually depicts all these things, that the pain in the heart sings aloud and logic ceases, and untamed, brutal, beastly fire burns down all the bridges. And at that point, the golden moment arrives,
Yes.
and rethink, rebuild, re energize, rekindle. And that's exactly the message that we want to give. That if you look at all the stories, let it be a person undergoing a panic attack, or let it be a person having a lot of emotional issues like Geeta, who is facing कि मुझे हर कोई infection ही देने वाला है. She is under continuous fear like that. Or relationship issues, or people who are not used to online or working from home, and now they're forced to do that. Or people like Soumya, who are like they'll really make it a point कि कितना भी difficult situation हो, she's going to do the reforms.
Yes.
So they this is the message, and I think this is really important. And it's a feeling of community, because a lot of people have discovered that feeling also. As you were saying, keep when we come together, we can do wonders.
Yes.
And that's exactly the message and the purpose. And I think that is what we really want to convey to our readers.
Beautiful. Um, Also, when we look beyond ourselves, we see a lot of people around us, and if we reach out to people, we can create a support system for each other. So, in the circumstances that we're living today, that we are a bit not disoriented, but we are not too close to each other. We might look, there must be so many friends on our friends list, but who can I reach out to? There's absolutely no one. So we should not have this. We should not reach this stage. We should be all. We should always have a support system in the society. I can talk to somebody. I can share with somebody. So that really helps.
I
Uh,
think absolutely right. Yeah, you have created a support system through your channel, right? So by for inspiring the people. So, but that is very important because I think even the recently people are talking 60 to 70% of Indians now are under mental state, right? This is a recent article which is published. It's like a phenomenon. What we see the tip of the iceberg. What we
Yeah.
see about the mental health or emotional issues, whatever we see is like a tip of the iceberg, and below that there is a tremendous, right, which are not expressed, and that no expression starts affecting the body. It starts affecting the mind, and sometimes it will happen. It's like a burst, a volcano burst will happen, right?
yes.
And if you don't express, as you are rightly told, that if you don't express to the friends or your relatives, at home somebody, right? So fortunately, there is one character which is unique to all these stories, right? So a character which is there for their help at various circumstances. So similarly, it may be a neighbor, it may be a relative, it may be a friend, and even these channels which are there, right? More than spreading negativity, if you spread positivity, the points will be taken very nicely. So
Yeah.
whenever the mind is in a very troublesome situation, if the person goes slightly away and looks at the third party, and
Yeah.
then he can analyze that the my emotions are creating problems, right? If the John, a very nice and a qualified person with a good job, once he goes into shell, if once he comes out, then he starts realizing that okay, there is some problem with me, so I have to sort out that problem. I have to take help with the people, and then they once they come back, they come with such a great power, they immediately start giving something to the society.
Yeah.
Right, you are lively given example of yours also. It's a very beautiful example, is that once you have gone through the those sufferings, you understood, and you are, the future should be emotional fitness. Now
Yeah.
there are so many gyms which are for physical fitness, but where is their emotional fitness, right? So this
Yeah.
kind of programs and your channel and our book can be one of the medium for emotional fitness. You
Yeah.
read through the story, get the message, and take the path of transformation or awakening.
Yeah, and that's exactly as you are asking, what is the message? We want this book to be a companion for a lot of people who are still struggling, or sometimes our life is going on and we feel a roadblock or there is a setback, and we feel ki right now it's midnight and I cannot call anybody. So people should be able to pick up this book and read about pick up a quote and read about it and get inspired.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. I think if
Because
we
the
are
book
able
has
to achieve
done to
that.
me. This book has done that to me, so I can feel that.
Yeah, that's what we want this book to be your companion
Yes, yes,
in the
beautiful.
challenging times.
Here, before ending this lovely discussion about Emozeal, I'm extremely thankful that both of you have graced my channel by speaking about the book and your experiences. But before ending, I would want to read something from the book. God is always present within each one of us. Communicating with God is the most extraordinary experience of lifetime, which can be achieved only with true devotion and service to mankind. So, when you breathe in yoga, we believe that we are connecting to the breath, we are connecting to the Almighty within. So this is the last story of the book, and this is the best story, and I liked it a lot. And so when you start reading the book, you have to read and you have to end it on a beautiful note like this. And this book is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Thanks a
lot
lot.
for inviting us, and all the best in your endeavor for bringing up this awareness about the emotional issues.
And I think this is a phase of collaboration. So we'll collaborate together also in whatever the activities in the future also,
Yes.
right? Because in the current pandemic, it is going to take time. But all the viewers have to know that the many pandemics have made their guest appearance on the stage of this universe. But remember, the life force is bigger, still alive, kicking, just testing our patience.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.